Ow, what the is going on here? I'll check. Beef Wellington, take one. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I thought today we would try something of an old favorite classic of mine and everyone else's in the world, I suppose. Can't really get it everywhere. Haven't seen it in that many places. Beef Wellington. Beef Wellington consists of a filet mignon, which is the most tender part of the beef. It's then topped off with a foie gras mousse, which is duck liver that has been sauteed with onions and shallots and garlic and fresh thyme and rosemary, and then it's pureed. It's then tossed together with a saute of wild mushrooms. We then wrap it in puff pastry and bake it in the oven. This particular beef Wellington, I'm gonna serve over sauteed spinach with a red wine veal demi. If you go back to my short rib video, you'll see what a veal demi looks like. What do you say we get cooking? First, we're gonna take salt and pepper and season the meat. Season the meat. Season the meat. Season the meat. Beautiful. Now we take a little bit of oil with our seasoned meat and we go over to the flat top and we're gonna put a nice hard sear on each side of this filet. What that's gonna do is keep all the juices in and give us a nice texture on the outside of it while it's baking in the oven. After we sear it a couple minutes, you wanna keep it blue on the inside. Blue means raw, cold on the inside because we're gonna bake it in the oven. We don't wanna cook it too much on here or else we're gonna overcook it in here. See that? Nice crusty sear, all sides. Get some smoke going. See when I talk about blue? See it right now? See how easily it moves? It's raw. Raw blue. And then we give it a little sear. Nice little sear on each side. See, it's still, you want it as raw as you possibly can so that you can eat this mid-rare. That's medium rare for those of you that don't know kitchen technology. While our steak is finishing on the grill, searing, we're gonna take our sheet of puff pastry. If you go back to my gumbo pot pie, you'll see puff pastry, our foie gras mousse, and our wild mushrooms. Ultimately, we're gonna top the filet with the foie gras mousse and the wild mushrooms. So first we put our mousse. I like to keep the mushrooms sliced whole so that they have a little texture in them as well. Then you actually know what you're eating. Make a little well with the mushrooms and the mousse. And then we grab our seared filet. See that? See that nice sear? That's what we're talking about. So ultimately we're gonna top this. That's why we're making it upside down. We're gonna wrap the filet, grabbing the corners, wrap the filet. Try not to break the pastry. Seal it all in there. Everything gets sealed in there. Last corner. You don't want any holes. And then you want to kind of scoop it up. And there you have the before of a beef Wellington. I'm going to put it on a piece of parchment paper that I have sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. This is the side we're going to see when it comes out of the oven. So this is the side we want up. I have one egg yolk and a paintbrush. Just going to beat that a little bit. And we're gonna paint our puff pastry before we put it in the oven. The egg's gonna give it that nice golden brown, rich flavor and color. So you just paint it nice. Be gentle with it. You don't wanna break the puff pastry. Try to find a soft bristle paintbrush. And also, even coat, because if it's not even, then after it bakes, you're gonna have spots of scrambled eggs. You don't want that. Let's go into the oven. I have a 400-degree oven. We're gonna put that in for about 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes in the center of the oven, because we want the puff pastry on the bottom to cook, we want the puff pastry on the top to cook, and most importantly, the beauty on the inside of it, that filet mignon, to cook. All right, so we're about 18 minutes into beef Wellington in the oven. Let's take a look. Oh man, look at that. This, remember with the eggs and the pastry, that's the beautiful color I was looking for. So now we're gonna let it sit and rest. If you remember from the last videos, we're letting it rest. We've cooked it on the outside. Now we need the inside to catch up with the outside. While that's happening, I'm gonna serve my beef Wellington over sauteed spinach. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Fresh spinach leaves. This only takes around 3 minutes. Salt, pepper. We're gonna move it around until it's wilted. Just easily, delicately wilted. Done. We're gonna take that and move it to our plate, lay it out flat. That way the beef Wellington has a nice place to land. We're gonna take our hot saute pan and we're gonna hit it with some red wine. We're then gonna take some of our gravy and that's gonna be our sauce. Stir it in there. See that? Look at that color. Now we put our sauce on the plate. And for the star, the reason why we're all here, beef Wellington. It doesn't get much better than this. You want to impress your friends? This is how you do it. Beef Wellington, the Flavour way.